It is official. The leaks were true. Season 2, they announced today on January 18th that it will be launching on February 15th. Now, I'll let you get into a little bit of this, the content and everything to post, but the one thing that makes me laugh the most, Ender, all these people, this game wasn't ready. Should have delayed the game. This game wasn't ready. It's got all these bugs. Then they're like, they shouldn't be releasing more stuff until they're ready to fix everything. So now they're like, we're going to delay it because we're listening to the community and we're going to fix things. And everyone's like, are you kidding me? So now we get no more content are you like, make up your mind. Do you want them to fix the game or not?
Well,
like,
so
who cares that it's delayed 2 weeks?
The thing is you got to look at the 2-week delay. Honestly, makes sense to me, like that they're going to move it back 2 weeks from software development point of view. A 2-week delay is a single sprint. So the way you run things is they're called sprints. It's agile development. I'm sure that's what they're using in order to do this. And that literally is your normal single sprint of work that you're going to do. So they're one set of workflow behind.
So explain this.
That happens.
Break it down for someone that doesn't know anything that you just said. What do you mean by it's a sprint?
So when you plan out the amount of work that you need to do in order to launch a piece of software, you normally plan them out in 2-week cycles. So I will say I need to do this, this, and this, and this. It's going to take me 2 weeks to do that. Okay. Your team goes out and they work on that for those times. By it being exactly 2 weeks, it tells me that they're probably one of those cycles behind in developing because a bug popped up. Something happened. They had to do some research because something unexpected happened and it's not ready. And I need to delay 2 weeks to give my developer time to finish whatever it is that they were working on in that cycle that got held up. Maybe they got COVID and they weren't allowed to come into work, like stupid stuff like that happens when you're working on these, smaller development teams, because it's not a huge team that does all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's on vacation, somebody, somebody's mom died or something like that they had to go do can put you 2 weeks behind on a project super easy when you break them down how you normally would. So let's say you had, 4 or 5 different things you wanted to get done. You would break all the tasks that it would take down to do that in to 2-week chunks. Okay. And you would hand those out. So if it takes me a month, that's 2-week chunks. Then that's 1 month worth of work.
Yeah. So
now I know how to do that. And it's just a way of planning and making it easier to plan for these large scale projects that are going to be multi months. You just break them down to the smallest parts, which is about 2 weeks. So a 2-week delay just tells me they were behind. They should push it if they're behind. They shouldn't launch something that's untested. Most likely they're in the testing phase right now. And they need to actually do some testing, or something broke in the testing phase and they need time to fix said thing. Now, that's another reason that you could be 2 weeks behind is that, my testing didn't go well. Here's my fix, and it's going to take me an extra 2 weeks in order to fix it.
As I was listening to you describe kind of how everything works, all that popped in my head, and this was a big topic kind of before you and I became this, the Last Horse Network and Two Dudes the Game and everything we've been doing. Crunch was a big topic in the gaming industry, and it sounds like everything you just described before crunch was very public knowledge and was like a hex, like could ruin your company if you got called out for doing that to your employees. It seems like 2 years ago they would have just done crunch time and still been able to hit their deadline. But now,
so certain companies will still have that. I mean, like look at Twitter when Elon went out there and said,
but I mean, specifically the gaming industry really got hit by the public opinion on that.
There's no reason to do that to your developers, to your devs, to burn them out. We don't have a lot of them anyway. This is a skill set that is not like abundantly available for the top level people that are amazing. It's hard to find them.
And it's not like they're getting praised on the internet every day about their job.
No, like these guys are grinding their ass off. And again, a lot of these decisions are top down. It may not be the way they want to do it, but they have to code this way. They have to write it this way. There's only a couple of companies out there, I'm not going to say any names, that I've worked for over the course of the years that really are bottom up and listen to the devs and on like, what would you guys do? What is the community talking about? There's a few of them out there that have done that. But anyway, yeah. So I'm not surprised that they move it. I'm happy that they move it. I'd rather you take an extra 2 weeks and get it right than push something that is not ready and then we have to hot patch it every day.
We're waiting
a new
2 weeks
patch
for them to fix the bug anyways. So what's the difference?
Yeah, but we're waiting for it in the hot patch nature, which is really not a good way to do software development. Like you don't want to be patching in production while your game is running. Like you don't want that. It's really bad to be fixing something that's in production. That's not good.
All right, so we know it's being delayed, but let's talk a little bit. If you want to read that, I know you snapped a picture of what's actually confirmed to be coming with this season 2 update.
So season 2 will be launching on February 5th. Our studio teams
15th.
have been making 15th. I'm sorry, yeah. Our studio changes based on what we have heard from our player community. That's completely bullshit, but anyway, let's move on.
It's good PR.
Yeah. Season 2 includes all new content with the return of Resurgence and a brand new small map for Warzone 2. Period. Space.
Stop it with their
Ranks
here.
play is also back and coming to Modern Warfare 2. Not Warzone, James. Not Warzone.
Missed
along with new multiplayer maps, new modes, weapons, and much more. Stay tuned for additional. And then the actual tweet above it from Infinity Ward says this includes exciting changes to Warzone 2, including gulag, looting, and loadouts more soon. And it seems like next week, so coming up soon here, we are going to get the deep dive studio blog, which if you're around, I don't know if you're traveling or not, we'll dive into all of those changes. If not, I'll do a post on the changes that are in that blog. But yeah, so one big thing there, the gulag, man. See, they're making changes to the gulag. Is it a new gulag and we're still duos? Or are we going solos?
Usually every season they did a new map gulag, right? I pray that they change that. But do you let's talk about the things confirmed. The first thing
I've been thinking about this gulag. Hold on. I'm sorry. I've been thinking about the gulag. I want to say this. What if, and this is really hard on the back end to do, but let's say the new gulag system is you are solo if it can't pair you with a teammate, but your duos if both of your teammates are in at the same time and there's another group of teammates available.
I think it's a lot of, I don't know how coding works.
No,
that
it's
would
a
be
lot
fine.
of what if statements and logic that you have to put into.
If
but I'm
it
just
was
saying,
easy to do and I could just pick, snap my fingers, and that's how it was.
Ark, Zooch, and Trex are gonna hate me on this right now, but it's code. We can do anything we want to do. It just time, people, and money. Like at the end of the day, it's always time, people, and money, and balancing that triangle of what you're gonna do. But we've always been talking about like what we would want to see, and we'll kind of get into it. But I'm just saying,
that would
like,
be fine.
Would that be a cool gulag system? Of
Yeah,
like,
that wouldn't bother me.
Because everyone's like, if we're playing solos, you're always solo because you don't have a teammate. But if I'm in duos, trios, or quads, and I have a teammate that's died with me, I get a duos with my teammate in there. Or if I'm alone, I get a solo and I get the match quick. Not this like wait 2 minutes in there and come back alive without fighting. Like that's annoying. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
The other thing I hope they change in it is
sidetrack that.
No, I'm down with it. I'm down with it. That would be a fine, acceptable gulag to me because you're not always going to get 2v2. You're more times than not going to get 1v1.
Yeah, but it would make sense. Like if you have a good fight and you're in quads, and you kill two, they kill two, and you both go in, and now you're fighting each other in the gulag. That's kind of cool.
I mean, they got some sort of matchmaking system in there because I'm not joking. I have scoured the internet and I wait every time that I go in the gulag for my teammate to be on the other team, and it's never happened. And I've never heard anyone talk about it happening.
That's why I think they have the logic there for when you die together for your teammate to be on your team. So my question there is, it probably isn't that difficult for them just to say everything that isn't is solo, and everything that is if you could do this. So again, that's why I don't think it's that hard because I have never had my teammate on the other side. I don't think you can.
I mean, I feel like coding's probably not that hard based on some of the ones I've met, so sorry. I can't code for. I'm sure it's very difficult.
I don't write code. I manage guys that do.
I'm sure.
Okay, I'm not
I
talking
don't know
about
anything
that.
about game development or coding, so I'm sure it's very difficult. But the other thing's confirmed. The Rebirth is coming back and a new small map, which you assume is, you know,
So the Resurgence is coming back, and they're making a new map rather than recycling it, or we're getting two maps?
A new small map. I think the other small map stays with Caldera. If it's
okay,
but it might not even be playable on Caldera. And I don't 100% know, but I think it's a new map. Are you excited about a newer, smaller map coming? You and I never really played Rebirth very much.
So I liked Rebirth Island. Trex and I played it a lot when it was duos. My problem with Rebirth Island is it always, and maybe I'm not remembering this properly, but didn't it always just have like one like grouping you could do? Like it was either duos this week or trios or quads.
A lot
like
of times, yeah.
You didn't have a choice.
Yeah, a lot of times.
And that's why like I like having the choice of what I'm dropping in as. And it also didn't have skill-based matchmaking, which means you could go in there and wreck. It was a fun, but in all honesty, I like the mini royale on the big map. Like I'm a fan of the trio
because it's
mini
still
royales
battle royale.
because it's still battle royale. It's still fast. So it would be cool with just like a constant rotation of a mini royale and rotating at that point more than a smaller map. I'd rather you focus your time on a second big map and not on a whole new game mode with a smaller map. That's just my opinion. Or take the two small maps, put them together, and make a big map.
Yeah, the Rebirth Resurgence modes and stuff like that on the small map, it's just like a larger multiplayer game.
It's great
go
for
down there,
content.
kill a bunch of people, die. Kill a bunch of people, die. Kill a bunch of people. Oh, I can't come back. Did everyone else on my team die?
No,
oh, okay.
see, that's why
we're done.
Trex and I played all the time because she was phenomenal at staying alive.
Yeah.
And I was good at killing people and dying. So I kept coming back in to kill people. She stayed alive and we won a lot of games. But it also had no skill base. So 1 second you're getting wrecked, the next second you're having God mode.
Yeah, there's
okay
no,
with
and
that.
then people freaking out. Yeah, I'm so much better. This is not a skill-based game at all.
No. But again, it kind of
Which
goes
is
back
why I
to
think
the
it's
statement
funny.
and why I said it very clearly. Ranked mode is not a Warzone when we just want a Warzone ranked mode and not have skill-based matchmaking in pubs and have a ranked Warzone. If you can rank us in multiplayer, you can rank us in Warzone, guys. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why one is going to have a ranked mode and the other one is not.
Ranked
I would
play?
love to actually have somebody to talk to about it.
Yeah, that'd be great. What about ranked play for multiplayer? Does that entice you to go back?
Yes, but I'm not going to find a group of people to play. And also, I only want to play ranked play if it's 4v4.
Under CDL rules?
No,
or just
I think regular
in
wills,
general?
4v4. It's too chaotic. Spawns are too chaotic with 6v6 to even make ranked mode show the skill that you have. It needs to be 4v4. If it's 4v4 with just regular rules, that's fine. I don't care about that. Just make it 4v4. You got to get rid of this 6v6 stuff in multiplayer. It's not how the game was supposed to be played.
Now, my favorite line in this entire picture is, our studio teams have been making several changes based on what we have heard from our player community.
I mean, I did point out that I think that's bullshit right off the bat. And so I guess I believe they are listening to the community, but I also believe it's hard to listen to the Call of Duty community.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like you said, because it's like, you guys need to delay this game. It wasn't ready. All right, guys, we're delaying for 2 weeks. What the fuck? You're delaying for 2 weeks? How in the world could you do this? I haven't had I've had the same content for 1 month, guys. 1 month. Season 2's not out. It's been 1 month. And I'm like, motherfuckers, this is why they can't listen to the community, because it doesn't matter. It is literally, you are the umpire in a baseball game. Regardless of what you say, half the world is going to love you, half the world is going to hate you. And they're always in that situation. So they have to make a decision on what do we think is the best for the core game and our core players? No, they're not.
Yeah.
What is going to make people come to the game and continue to buy skins and get us more player base?
Yeah.
That's what they're going to fix, and that's what they're going to do. Get over the fact that they don't care about you. They don't care about the guy that doesn't work, that sits at home, that plays, 12 hours a day, all day long, and lives in his mom's basement.
Yeah.
That is not the guy that they're catering towards anymore. They're catering towards the casual player that's only playing 2 or 3 times a week when, his kids are in bed and his wife fell asleep on the couch and he can go ahead and play the game. Like, that's who they really want to bring into this. So we got to calm down as a community if we really want them to listen to us, because we're too split ourselves. The gulag is a great example. Half the people love this stupid ass gulag and the other half don't. But there's some other things we're going to talk about on changes that we've heard that they're going to change.
Yeah. Now here, let me,
want.
as we move on to our final topic here, the last thing I wanted to say is I would love to be the PR person, because every time but say the changes that come out for their season 2, and then all the community's like, no one asked for that. I would go and find the one random tweet from this random person that has hardly any followers that said, I would really like if you guys did this, and then retweet it and be like, see, we listen to the community.
No, yeah, I mean, it's one of those
one
things where it's
person asked
just,
for it.
It's like listening to the community. Okay, like, sure, of course, everybody listens to the community. Whether or not you do it the right way, that's a whole nother story.